Let's look at how to edit our financial settings. To do that, we're going to click on Preferences and then click on Financial Settings. And it brings up this page. Financial settings are, of course, those settings that affect the financial systems and financial operations. There are a lot of them, so let's get through them quickly. Now, the first one is, do you want to use the accounting system that is built inside of Hydroscribe? It's a yes or no deal. So if you say yes, then the system will use the accounting system. If you say no, it will not use it. Saying yes here does not prevent you or affect you from using an external accounting system such as QuickBooks. It just gives you a second way to keep track of your financials. That's all it does. The second one is, do you want to use cash or accrual basis for your accounting? If you don't know the difference, you'll have to check with your accountant to see which one you're actually using. Both of these are a one-shot deal. Once you start up the system, you get a chance to change them. But once you start using the system, you will not be able to change them. Okay, below that are some additional options. Do you want to bill for parts used when cleaning a pool? Yes or no? So if the pool tech uses a skimmer basket, for example, when he's cleaning the pool, do you want to charge the customer for that skimmer basket? This is just for pool cleanings now. This has nothing to do with repair jobs. Does each truck has its own parts inventory? It's a yes or no thing. If you want to track inventory by truck, then you would say yes here. If you don't want to do that, you say no. Now, when you first start using the system, we recommend that you say no here until you're very familiar with the inventory system. Then you can change it to yes. The next one over says, do you want the system to manage your parts levels and quantities? When you're new to the system, we say leave that as no. When you're more experienced with the inventory system, then you can come in here and change it to yes. If, for example, you tell the system to manage the quantity levels for parts and you let the part quantity get down to 0, the tech will not be able to see that part when he's out in the field because you don't have any left. So, like I said, until you get experience using the inventory system, we recommend that you say no here. Okay, what is the sales tax that you use in your state? Now, we recognize that in some states, sales tax is based upon where you do the work. And we will talk about that later. If you're in a state where that does not apply and you have one sales tax that you charge, then you can put it there in that box. And notice that it's entered as a percent, not a decimal. For example, if your sales tax is 8%, then you're just going to put 8 in this box. Okay? If it's 10%, you're going to put 10. Okay, do you want to bill suspended accounts? If customers don't pay their bills, you can change their account status to suspended, which means they will no longer receive service. If you change their account to suspended, do you also want to exempt them from all billing? In other words, if they are suspended, do you still want to create a bill for them for any unbilled charges that are currently on their account? If you do want to continue to create bills for them, you change this to yes. Otherwise, you leave it no. Do you want to roll back the bill date when on billing? This is for people who do automatic billing. When you do automatic billing, it creates invoices. If you want to unbill an invoice that was created by automatic billing, when you unbill, it will automatically roll back the customer's bill date. If you don't want that date to be rolled back, you say no. The reason for that is If you unbill a customer's invoice that was created by automatic billing, then you should not bill the customer manually if you roll back their invoice date. Okay? Because when the invoice date is rolled back, automatic billing will bill them again. So you don't want to double bill the customer. So if you don't want to double bill your customers, you want to be able to manually bill customers that are automatically billed, then you select no in this box. Okay, the next one down says, do you want to use sales tax groups? Now, this is what I was talking about when I was talking about the sales tax up here. Some states calculate sales tax based upon where the work is done. So if the customer has a pool in a specific area, there may be a city sales tax plus a county sales tax plus the state rate that comprises their total sales tax. If you do work for a customer who lives in a different city, they may have a different rate because they have a different city tax rate or a different county tax rate plus the state rate. So if you are in one of those states, then you want to select yes here. We also have this default sales tax group box where you can, once you've set up your sales tax group, select the one where most of your customers are located in. That way, when you set up customers, you only have to set up the ones that are in a different tax group. It will default to this tax group if you do not select a tax group for them. Okay, below that, do you want to bill for parts when doing a pool opening? If you don't do pool openings, then this does not apply to you in any way, shape, or form. But if you do pool openings, do you want to separately bill for the parts that are logged when you do a pool opening? The same thing for a closing. When you do pool closings, do you want to bill for any parts that are logged during that process? Or is the price of the parts already priced into the total charge of the pool closing? Where do you want to get the pool opening and closing charge from? Do you want to get it from the assigned task list, or do you want to get it from the customer's pool record? It's your choice. There's no advantage either way, just the fact that you're putting it in the task list or you're putting it inside the pool record. Except for the fact that there are way more pool records than task lists, so you're going to be doing more work if you choose to put it in the customer's pool record. Of course, this gives you more flexibility, but it's your choice. Do you want to charge sales tax on labor? Does your state require you to charge sales tax on labor? It's a yes or no. Does your state require you to charge sales tax on chemicals that are used? And the same thing for parts. These are all yes, no answers. And you'll have to find out from your state if that is true, yes or no. Okay, let's look below that. Now, when your customers save their credit card on file and want the system to automatically charge their credit cards, we call that automatic bill payment, or auto bill pay. So the question is, once they set up auto bill pay, do you want there to be a default day on which the customer's credit cards are all charged to pay for their invoices? You can set that up. Now the difference is, if you don't choose one, like if you just click the choose one, if you leave it as choose one, then what that means is the system will automatically charge all credit cards 24 hours after an invoice is created. If you choose a different day of the month, like day 10, then credit cards will only be charged by default on the 10th day of the month. That has some ramifications. Number one, if you create an invoice after day 10 of the month, then you will have to wait until next month on the 10th before the system will automatically charge the customer's credit card. Of course, you can manually bill the customer's credit card in between. But if you want the system to automatically charge the card, then it will happen on the 10th of the following month if you miss that window. The other thing to note is that you can override this date inside of each customer's account profile. So even though you're setting this up as the default for all customers, you can still choose a different day on which to charge a specific customer's credit card. Okay, below that is you can allow your customers to choose the day on which their credit card should be charged. If you select yes in this box, customers can choose the pay date, then that's exactly what you're authorizing. Then you can say, what is the maximum amount of days I will wait before charging the customer's card? So if you say, for example, I will give the customer 20 days. So what that means is that when the customers choose which day they can have their card charged, it must be either the 1st through the 20th of the month. Okay, below that, you can put in the name of your primary business checking account, and you can also put in the name of your secondary business checking account, and you can name each of your credit cards that you use for business. And the system, when you're recording transactions, will allow you to see which card it is. It will identify the card by the name that you enter. Below that, when you're setting up work orders, you get to put in labor tasks. And those labor tasks have hourly rates attached to them. They have a cost, which is how much you pay the tech to do 1 hour of work. And there's a charge. How much do you charge the customer for that hour of work? So here, for example, this is saying that I pay by default $12 an hour for unskilled labor, but I charge the customers $20 per hour for that unskilled labor. So the next one down is for just an additional charge. So if I have multiple levels of unskilled labor, I can define 2 different levels. The same goes for skilled labor. I can set up 2 different charges. Okay, moving on. When you manually bill all customers, what service period do you want to appear on the invoice? Your choices are the first to the last day of the previous month. So you're billing for last month's charges, or the first to the last day of this month. So you're billing for the charges that were added on to the customer's account this month. And the other choice is the first to last day of next month. So you're billing in advance. Okay? Those are the 3 choices of the billing period that are going to appear on an invoice. The last section talks about commissions, the commissions that you pay. So there are 2 ways you can set up commissions in our system. You can set it up based on the tech account, or you can set it up based on the type of service that is being provided to the customer. If you set it up on the tech account, it's easier to set up, but it's not as flexible. By that I mean, if you set it up on the pool tech account, let's say you say, for example, I will pay $15 for each pool cleaning. What that means is that if you choose the pool tech account, it means every tech will be paid $15 for cleaning a pool. It also means it doesn't matter what size the pool is or what features the pool has, every tech is going to be paid $15. Now, if you want to have some options, then you can set up the system by service type. And what that allows you to do is this. You can set up different types, and each tech can be assigned a certain type when they go to clean a pool. That way, it allows you to vary how much of a commission you pay to that tech for doing that specific service. So this system is very flexible. It takes more to administer, it takes more to set it up, but it has way more flexibility than just doing a flat cost and a flat payment. Okay, so what are the types of things that you're going to pay a commission on? You can pay commissions on pools that are cleaned, on extra services that are performed when the tech is out at a customer site. You can pay commissions on parts that are sold, on repair jobs. Now, for repair jobs, notice there are, instead of just yes or no, you can pay for only parts that are used in a repair job, or just the labor component of the repair job, or you can pay a commission on the entire job, or you cannot pay a commission at all for repair jobs. All the others are either yes or no. Do you pay a commissions on pool openings? Do you pay commissions on pool closings? And those are all the options you can edit that affect the financial operations.